Have you ever thought to yourself, I love Disney so much, I need to move down to Florida to be closer to the place where dreams come true? Don't worry, you are not alone there. After a magical vacation at Walt Disney World, I too have a tendency to say, you know what, I'm just gonna move down to Florida, I'll deal with everything else later, I just want to be closer to the magic all the time. Now keep in mind, I have never lived in Florida, I have never moved to Florida before, so this comes from the perspective of someone who has thought about it many times and considers all these factors, so this is a very discussion-based video. Today's video is all about those pros and cons and if moving to Florida might be right for you or for me, but I wanted to say in advance I have no immediate plans on moving. No new jobs, no plans for houses, nothing like that. So this is just a discussion. We're discussing these ideas. Don't worry, if I do plan on moving in the future, you'll be the first to know. Let me start off by telling you one of my biggest fears. For years I have worried about the possibility in the future of perhaps losing my love for Disney, and I've thought about it over and over again, and even though I go relatively frequently, I haven't lost my love for it yet, so I'm very comforted with that idea. But that being said, if I was there even more frequently, would Disney start to lose some of its magic for me? Some say yes and others say no. I have a tendency to believe that if I did go every single day, it would somehow lose a little bit of its luster for me. I don't know, maybe I'm totally wrong. These are just like my first feelings. Like if you do something enough, it'll get boring, it'll get old, you want to do something new. So I worry about that quite a bit. So then the thought comes up, if you were to move down to the area, would you limit yourself? You'd say, I can only go once every 2 weekends, or I can only go on, every Friday, and I can't go any other days. Would you limit yourself to try and preserve that love of the magic and not overdo it? Now that is a very general fear, and I have a feeling that many of us who don't live in the immediate Orlando area, who really love Disney a lot and have considered this question of moving closer, probably share. But on the flip side of it, there are many friends that I know who live very close to Disney, go rather frequently, maybe weekly, maybe every day, to Disney and don't lose their passion for it. So there are two sides to this that I can see, and I'm scared of it. I really am frightened of this. So I don't know which one it would be. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Another thought that continues to go through my head as I think about if moving to Florida would be right for me in the future, no immediate plans, is the weather. I've lived in the Northeast my entire life. I'm a big fan of skiing, I love the snow, I like the seasons, and in Florida you lose that. Several of my friends have jokingly told me that Florida has different seasons than the rest of the United States. Apparently they don't have winter, summer, spring, fall. No, they have hurricane season, bug season, tourist season, and hot summer. So that is definitely something that runs through my head as I think about all these factors. I did say the word, so I might as well elaborate. Hurricanes do hit Florida quite frequently. For me, that's not as big a factor. The reason is I've been through many different hurricanes before, but I can't lose my respect for a big storm. You have to be able to take them seriously because they can be deadly. And if you feel like hurricanes are, strike it all out for you, you're not willing to deal with it, then I can totally understand that. Now imagine for a moment you are living 30 minutes away from Disney. You are loving every minute of it. You go every single day after work for months and months and months and years and years and years. At what point do you come home from work after a long day and you say to yourself, oh gosh, I'm too tired, I'm too exhausted, I'm not in the mood to go to Disney. If I ever felt that way, said that, I don't know what I would do. I would feel so uncomfortable in that moment where I was saying to myself, do I not really feel like going to, it feels painful to think about that. So I'm trying to envision it for a moment. I come back from work, make a video with you, and then do I go off to Disney, or do I say, okay, I'm gonna save Disney for another time? It's just all these little factors that come into your head. If you're working, it's not where you're vacationing. So you gotta figure that out. Now those are some of these scary thoughts that go through my head whenever the idea of moving to Florida passes over my brain, but there are plenty, and I mean plenty, of really good advantages. First and foremost, you are closer to Mickey. I cannot think of a greater advantage right there for me personally. You are right there near the House of Mouse. You have the opportunity to enjoy it, sit back, take those pictures, really take your time, enjoy something here or there. If you just want to sit on a bench for a day, that is perfect. You can relax. Unlike if you're on vacation and it feels like you got to do as many things as possible in that limited time. So it's really a double-edged sword. Are you going to feel like you're going to lose your love for it, or are you really going to sit back, relax, and enjoy every possible moment and will never get tired of it? That's the fine line. You can see the line here, fine line. Now, if you're not like me and don't really care for the snow too much, I can totally understand more of those thoughts as you're thinking about, okay, maybe this is right for me. So there are a lot of, positives and negatives when it comes to the weather. Now, another factor to consider, let's say you go to Disney, once a week, you're really enjoying it, but you don't want to overdo it. You want to relax a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go only once a week, and that'll be it, so I don't overdo it. You have more time for other theme parks if you want to experience them. I've never been to, universal.
What about that shadowy place?
That's beyond our borders. You must never go there, Simba.
For me, I can only say maybe to that. Even if I live there, I just feel like I'm betraying Disney a little bit. I gotta get over that fear, but it's one that goes through my head. Another unique advantage, you could try every food item for the Food and Wine Festival. How great would that be? You would also have the opportunity to see all of the openings, all the special events, the meet and greets, no matter what it is, you could go and enjoy it since you're right there. It's right in your backyard, so lots of advantages. Now, if you're like me and live out of state and really enjoy those Disney parks and want to visit as frequently as possible, one of the greatest advantages you might think of as you're considering all of this is the fact that your expenses to go to Walt Disney World will likely go way, way down. The biggest reason for that is depending on your location, you wouldn't have to pay for those resort stays anymore. You could still experience the resorts and go visit and resort hopping and stay when you really want to, but you could save that extra money for other Disney experiences. I'm thinking Disneyland in California, Disney Cruises, Alani. There are so many Disney experiences out there that you could now, have money for and still be able to experience Walt Disney World. So that's a huge, major advantage. Now, I have many friends who live in Florida who have told me, Michael, it's the best ever. You will love it. It's a dream come true. You can go whenever you want, but as long as you don't overdo it, you're going to love it. And there are other friends who've told me that they've moved down there and started to lose their love for it and wanted to move right back for some reasons, the weather or losing their love for Disney. And that really has me concerned. So you can see both sides of the equation here. Now, these are just a few of the ideas that I think about whenever friends say to me, Michael, you should move to Florida, you would love it. There are so many factors that I know I would love and really appreciate, and I have a feeling the vlogs would be extremely fun to make. I have no doubt about it. But I really want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about? Again, I have no plans on moving anytime soon. If it happens in the future, I promise I will tell you right away. But what do you think? Have you thought about this before? Is it something you would consider? Are you really hoping to move? Are you in the process of moving? Or maybe you moved down and some of these fears kind of went away for you, or maybe were confirmed. Do let us know in the comments below so we can all read up on it. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.